But yeah,
No
man.
predictions?
No. I have no predictions.
No
And I was
predictions.
actually paying attention this time.
I know. I was trying to catch you, and I didn't do it. I'm not getting as good at this now.
It
You've
was
become aware.
it was pretty clever. Yeah, I've
Yep.
become sentient for once on this podcast.
Oh man. All right. Well, with that being said, Jason is now sentient, and we're going to jump into a podcast about our new bald Italian manager. So I
I got my
don't.
own AI, baby.
This is a long delayed intro, but here it goes. What's up, guys and gals? Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I have not done this in a week, so I'm a bit rusty, so forgive me, please. I'm Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by the one, the only, the myth, the man, the legend himself, my main brochacho nacho, Jason. How are you doing, sir?
Dude, I'm better. I'm the reason for the delay. I'm the reason for the rustiness. I got a little sick last week. Sorry to all of you that rely on this pod for your daily Chelsea news. One day I hope that we can't make that joke anymore.
Hey,
But my
look,
main bro taco over there, I'm pointing correctly this time. I'm actually pointing to the bear's crotch. I'm gonna for season. I guess are we still in season 2 of
no,
this?
this is official. No, this is
This is
officially
3?
start season 3.
Ah,
Tonight
damn
is
it!
the first episode of season 3.
I'm
Because
learning this just like the audience. I was
new
gonna. I'm gonna get a
beginnings.
green screen and put a new background behind me, but
No, I
that
like
means I can't wear. I can't wear this.
I like the prison. I like the prison aspect we have going on right here.
Yeah. My ransom video look.
Yeah, you're rants exactly. You're being held hostage right now. So
Yeah.
but yeah, tonight I figured, it starts season 3. In Jason's line, we really just did not want to talk about Chelsea's manager last week because it wasn't official yet, guys. It's only been official as of today. So we were just waiting for it to be confirmed. And we weren't going to jump on the bandwagon or off the bandwagon or whatever we're going to do here in this episode before tonight. So don't let Jason lie to you. We just took a
How
week off.
dare you talk about Sonya like this? Sonya's been official for a while.
I'm sorry, Sonya. Yeah, it's true. Sorry.
Sonya Bonpastor is the new
Hey.
manager of Chelsea Women's FC,
And
baby.
look, we can get excited about that manager hire. Great managerial hire for the women's team. One of the few people that could have actually. I mean, nobody. Let's just be real. Nobody's taken over for Emma Hayes. Nobody's filling Emma Hayes' shoes.
Sure.
But she is one of the few people that could come in and at least try to live up to expectations and have some pedigree, And she's been at Lyon for years. She's built that program from the ground up. She's won Champions Leagues, which is the only thing we care about right now at Chelsea women's team because it's the only thing we haven't won, despite the fact she did just lose to Barcelona in the Champions League finals this year. But
Boo. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I was
boo,
just kidding.
and nobody's beating Barca's women's team right now. They're just insane.
No, this is an interesting dichotomy, right? Because we have like a very prestigious women's team, which apparently are being like carved out from under the men's team. I don't know
dude.
I don't know the particulars of that. So if any interested listeners, just go research that on your own because I haven't looked into all of it. But they're going to be their own entity, right, under Blue Co. Essentially.
So what? Yeah, I think it's something like that. Like originally, what came out was that they were going to sell like a huge stake in the women's team, and essentially they were going to be separate. Now it's just they're looking for investments in the women's team specifically. So it's weird how all this is. I don't understand it. I don't pretend like I understand it because I'm tired of pretending like I understand what Blue Corp is doing and how
Blue Corp. I like that better.
Whatever that.
Blue
What
Co.
are they called? What are they called? Blue Co.
I think people call them Blue Co. Yeah, or is that their name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's their name. Like it's their company name. Whatever the heck they are. I'm beyond trying to figure out what the hell they're trying to do, and I don't really. I should probably care more than I do, but I don't. So
Yeah, it's definitely blue coat. That's on me. But yeah, like we have like a prestigious, like worldwide revered team who is worthy of another world class signing or world class manager.
Yeah.
And we were able to go out and get one of the biggest names in the game after losing one of the biggest names in the game.
Right. Easily top 5 manager in the women's game.
Easily.
Probably, maybe top 3. I don't know. But easily one of the top.
Proven success, experience, won it all, built things from the ground up. Coming into our club with proven success, experience, still chasing the Champions League. Been built up into this world-class organization or world-class team, and you marry the two together, and you can like look at that and go, okay, our women's team is probably about to have like continued success.
Yep.
And it would be a disappointment if we didn't.
Right. For sure.
Okay. So then you have the men's team.
Which is the complete opposite of that. In every facet.
In every facet.
Every facet of what you just said, take that and flip the opposite of it, and that's the men's team.
The current state of the men's team.
Yeah.
The men's team does have 2 Champions Leagues.
Yes, we do. More than any other London club.
That's the only thing they can point to is at one time they were good enough to win a Champions League.
Yep.
And now, what are we? What even are we? We are future Conference League champions, baby.
Well, we're not even... Yeah, I mean, sure. Maybe Conference League. I don't know.
We got the great value version of Pep Guardiola.
The great value version of Pep Guardiola.
I mean, look at him.
Oh, man.
He's the under-21 manager for Manchester City.
Hey, he won the Premier League 2 with them. So, there's that.
Won the second league, won the championship this year with Leicester City, another blue team. Like, what more could you want? Every manager that we've had since Tuchel left, well, the two, Potter and Poch, they both wanted to be compared to Mikel Arteta. We just went out and got our own, like, close to comparable Mikel Arteta, and he just happens to look like Pep Guardiola.
I'm so sick of hearing the name Mikel Arteta and Chelsea mentioned in the same sentence. We want a manager like Mikel Arteta. We watched the documentary on Arsenal. We want Mikel Arteta. Beep, 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 Bob. I don't give a crap about that. I don't want a manager who's been at my club for 5 years and won 1 trophy. Sorry, I don't want that. Like, Arteta, yes, has he challenged for the league in the last 2 years? Yes. But how many, he's been there 5 years, he's won 1 trophy.
Yeah.
1. He won an FA Cup. They beat us. But, given, that's besides the point, they won 1. That's it. So, I'm supposed to be impressed by this. They've never done anything in the Champions League. They couldn't even win Europa League when they were in it. So, why would I want my manager to be like that?
We might win a title with them. We might win a title. We haven't even said his name yet. Yeah, we haven't even said the name of the men's team.
If we don't say his name, maybe it won't come true. That's what I'm hoping. like, this is all just wake up and this will be a dream. It's like Freddy Krueger, you know?
When we talk about at least one of our players are going to be saying half his name.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's like, you know, what was that? Oh, a Bloody Mary. Yeah, you used to go in the bathroom when you were a kid, turn the lights out, and look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, and then Bloody Mary will show up. I feel like that's the way we are. If we don't say his name 3 times on the podcast, he just won't show up and it won't happen.
I had like this vision of like you and me going into the bathroom and going, Pep Guardiola, Pep Guardiola, Pep Guardiola, and then we got this guy.
We got this guy.
It's like, wait, are you Pep Guardiola? You look a lot like him. Wait, you're from Manchester City. Are you sure you're not Pep Guardiola? I don't. And you and I are looking at each other like, he doesn't look like Pep Guardiola.
He's not really Pep. It's like the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. You know, you go to the movie,
Right.
you expect to see Winnie the Pooh. It's not. You look at it, and look like Winnie the Pooh, but they say it's Winnie the Pooh, and then
You're like, I think that's a guy in a costume.
Yeah. It's what it is. It's like on Men in Black. We're doing a movie reference tonight. It's like on Men in Black. When the aliens disguise themselves in human body. It's like the little mini alien and the human. That's literally what's going on with our new manager now. There's a freaking alien in its body. It's not really.
Yeah. And they tried to make it look as much like Pep Guardiola as possible.
That was their template. Their template.
My God, man.
Let's get this Pep guy. Let's just make it look like him, and people will recognize us and put us two together. And then, he, goes to Parma and shits the bed and gets hired by City. Tail tucked between his legs, comes back. Whatever.
If he comes out on the sideline in like a really stylish sweater, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh man, the stylish sweater with like the long, the winter coat, that
yes.
always wear. Yeah.
Yes. If he comes out looking like that, I'm gonna be like, what reality are we in at this point?
Where are we? What are we doing right now? Dude, I'm just okay. So let's just get into this. Let's break it down. Let's just pop the proverbial bubble here. Yes, Enzo Maresca is now officially the Chelsea manager. Let's start with the first point. Yeah, it's one. Can't say his name 2 more times. Or he's gonna appear. The Pep reject, the Walmart Pep.
We'll just call him Enmar.
But yeah, so let's just start with the first point of contention. Before we even get into his tactics or before we get into his coaching history, before we get into anything else, number one, 5-year contract with an option for a 6th.
Are you starting to get a little deja vu from Graham Potter?
Definitely am getting some deja vu back to the Potter era.
It's feeling like that.
It is definitely feeling like. And I mean,
are you starting to feel like I'm gonna have to go to England in April? You and me go to England in April, and then after the game I go to, Inmar will get fired.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what's gonna happen anyway. So
Yeah,
I don't know, but 5 years now, according to a lot of the Chelsea reporters that are supposedly in the know, there are. I don't know what the right word I'm looking for here is. There's safeguards in the contract that protect Chelsea.
Yeah.
How much I believe that, I don't know, because they clearly didn't put any in with Graham Potter, and that was dumb. So, God really trust that there's safeguards in this contract? Probably not. We're just going to pay him his full buyout when we fire him in a year. So, whatever.
So 5 years, right? Let's break down some of the thought process behind this. Like Chelsea have come out and said championship mentality. The inexperience is nothing because we think he has like a championship mentality or whatever they said.
Yeah.
So does that mean the project now starts over? Like, are we back to square one? Like, are we rebuilding again? Like, is this a reset? Like, what's happening here?
I feel like it is. I feel like it restarted. I feel like every new manager has been a restart. Like, we fired Tuchel, got Potter. True. That's a restart. We got Pochettino. Oh, that's a restart. Okay, now we got the guy we shall not speak of is in here too. Inmar. Almost said it for the second time.
I'm making sure the word Inmar isn't like a bad word in some other language.
Jeez, don't make us have to go back and do more work, Jason.
Okay,
but
sorry.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that, like, I feel like, it's restarted. And, I mean, I get there a lot. Their point of view is that we have all these new young Brazilians and Colombians. We got Paez and Estavio coming in, in the next couple years, and so they want. And apparently they're like guaranteed first team football already, and they haven't even shown up yet, and they still have another year before they can join the team. But whatever. That's another topic of conversation. But I understand the 5 years, I guess in that sense, but 3 years works just as well.
Yeah.
3 with an option for 4 is just as well. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. So I honestly don't get the 5 years. It doesn't make any sense.
Are you going to get into this other point? About how much it cost us to get him from Leicester?
What was it? It was less than 20.
It's like 10 million.
Yeah, 10 million. Yeah, sorry, I meant less than 10. Yeah, it was around 10 million. Then we bought I think 5 people from his backroom staff.
Yeah.
With him. So
I can bring up who's all coming and who's all staying. So, okay. So he will have. Yeah, apparently he has some prudent break clauses. I'm on We Ain't Got No History right now, grabbing some of this information. Okay, so he brings most of his backroom staff along, including assistant and former Chelsea backup goalkeeper Willie Caballero.
Big Willie!
The only holdover from Pacha's staff is goalkeeper coach Ben Roberts, who actually came with Graham Potter.
Yeah, he's been there. Yeah, which is why we ended up getting freaking Bob to begin with.
Right.
That's a whole.
And then we can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
And then set piece specialist Bernardo Cueva is going to continue in his recently created role. So
yeah, because he came over from Brentford. So, Brentford. Yeah, he came from Brentford, but I think he's been on garden leave. He's just now starting, I think. Something.
So the rest of Maresca brings with him 2 coaches, Danny Walker and Michelle de Bernardin, fitness coach Marcus Alvarez, analyst Javier Molina Caballero, apparently not related to Willie, and player development coach Roberto Viteo. And then 10 million euros in compensation.
Just dumb, man. Just dumb.
Oh, this is from Chelsea FC. Enzo Maresca says, to join Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world, is a dream for any coach. It is why I am so excited by this opportunity. I look forward to working with a very talented group of players and staff to develop a team that continues the club's tradition of success. It makes our fans proud. Somebody wrote that for him. Chelsea wrote that for him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know,
That's
man.
the lowdown.
That's the skinny. But yeah, he's I think we can definitely say this was a. So when they released the 4-person short list, which I guess we would have talked about last week, but we didn't because there's no point talking about it.
I am happy that we didn't talk about it.
I am too.
It's been one cluster, big secret about who this is going to be for a while.
Yeah, 4-person short list. None of them excited me. None of them tickled my fancy. I wasn't like, oh yeah, I really want this guy. I'd finally sold myself on Amarin. I told you this a little before the podcast, and I really wanted Amarin. I thought his play style fit our team pretty well. I thought he could have done some great things with our young talent. But no, we had to have. This is the thing that kicks me. He didn't make the list because we wanted Premier League experience. Yet our coach, Walmart Pep, doesn't even have freaking Premier League experience besides sitting on the freaking bench.
He has experience with the team that used to be in the Premier League, and then he got him back to the Premier League. So if that's what they're anticipating is going to happen to Chelsea soon, they're just like, we're about to be relegated. We need a guy that can bring us back.
Right, exactly. That's exactly.
Even though he's going to relegate us.
Yeah. He's gonna relegate us. They're gonna stick with them because he brought Leicester back to the league, and so he knows how to maneuver the championship.
Writing on the wall, man.
Yeah. Writing on the wall.
They think we're gonna get relegated.
We're getting relegated. Yeah. I don't.
Come on.
It's probably some freaking tax write off for them if we get relegated. It's probably why they want to get relegated. So
Well, we went to the freaking clearance bin at the Pep Guardiola store, picked up a Pep doll.
A pep doll. Picked up a pep doll. Yeah. I don't know,
God,
man.
what are we
So
doing?
I don't know, dude. What are we doing? So I mean, so there's that. So I think so let's start with the negatives. Some negatives I think some points of concern, if you will. Not negatives. Let's call them points of concern that I have with the new
That's a way to
manager.
keep it positive.
Yeah,
I
we're
love
trying to
that.
keep this positive, you know. I'll wrap it up. I got some good positive notes at the end, Jason. I got some good positive
Okay.
stuff to say at the end. But number one, apparently he is stubborn. He likes his tactical setup. He plays one
Great.
way and one way only. There's not a lot of maneuvering around. There's not a lot of changing, tactics. It's like I'm going to play this way and I'll be damned if, damned if I do, damned if I don't type situation. So I don't know. Leicester went through a couple bad runs of form this year in the middle of the season, at the end of the season, almost blew winning the championship after being up by double-digit points. So all because he was stubborn and wouldn't change his ways. I don't know. I don't know. What's your
I think that that sounds scary. Based on what everybody's been looking for, Graham Potter, famously stubborn in his setup and where he played players,
Yep.
even if they were out of position. Poch was stubborn for a large part of the season until until the end of the season when Enzo had to go out. And we went back to an inverted left back thing that he was trying out in the preseason. But the thing that everybody started liking about Poch, right, like at the end, was we showed growth, we showed improvement, we showed ability to respond to the game, which we weren't doing because we would come out flat just about every second half. And that's what everybody was hoping to see. I think, and this might not be a good example because they did finish above us in the league table this year, but you could kind of see where somebody who is notoriously stubborn in the Premier League this past season was Postecoglou with Tottenham.
Yep.
And
For sure.
you can see where does that mentality keep them out of the top four? Because there's a little bit of gap between the top four and the rest of them. Was that the thing that kept them out? Although they did finish above us, so that is something. But no, I think Aston Villa. We were closer to Aston Villa. We were like only 8 off of Villa, so it wasn't that much. It was pretty much like the top 3, I guess. But was that the thing that kept them out? I don't know. Like even. And everybody really drilled down into that. Like when they went down to 10 men in our first game against them, and in the fall, and we eventually won 4-1 after trying really hard. But he stuck by his guns at the end of that and was like, no, we're going to play a high line. We always play a high line. That's how we do it. This is not going to change just because we go down to 10 men. We will always play a high line. And I don't know, are we okay going one spot higher next season? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll talk about that at the end a little bit about expectations for next year, probably. But I'm with you. I don't like Postecoglou famously. After they went down to 9 men against Chelsea when we were playing them early in the year, it's like, no, we're still going to play a high line. Like,
Right.
dude, seriously, like we could barely score. Why are you still playing a high line? Like,
Yeah.
if they probably dropped back and actually just defended like most
Yeah.
teams do with 10 men, they probably would have gotten a point out of that match.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have even been close because we
Yeah.
couldn't score until they went down to 9 men and we somehow figured out how to score.
Well, and my point there really is we haven't responded to stubborn coaches well in the past. Like how is the fan goodwill going to hold out to somebody who's stubborn is pretty much the point.
It is a good point. And, I mean, to that point, to go even further, to show another example of his stubbornness is, that he plays a very slow, methodic style of football. It's not fast-paced. It's not entertaining. It's very slow. It's very methodical. And, he's bumped heads with the fans. Like, there was an early incident that happened at Leicester. I think it was a little before halfway through the season. I think they were slow in the build-up. They were doing what Tuchel did and just passed the freaking ball sideways all the time. And the fans started booing. And he called the fans out after the match. Like, this is my style of football, and I'm going to play my style of football, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that might work at Leicester, but this is Chelsea. Like, our fans aren't as forgiving, and they're a little more ruthless, have a little more bite, especially when you're trying to compete for top four. And I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know about this, how this is going to work out. But his stubbornness, he's a little bit hot-headed. He's called out the directors of football at Leicester, whenever he was there, which I have no problem with him calling them doo-doo heads out of Chelsea because they're terrible.
Yeah.
Call them out all you want to. I have no problem with that. But Poch did the same thing, and they hated him for it. So
Right.
what are they going to do when Maresca does the same thing here?
They gave him a 5-year contract, so that's on them.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It is literally on
legit.
them.
Who knows?
I don't
what
know.
they'll do it.
It's just, and also another point of his stubbornness, Jason, just to bring this up, which I know you're going to love because I love it and I have flashbacks to Poch with this. He doesn't like to sub. Like, Leicester
Great.
fans are like, he liked to make subs in the 90th minute, which is like worse than Poch. I didn't know it was possible to get worse at subbing than Poch was. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, I mean, and to their point, they did bring up a good point, though, Leicester fans. He said, they said their bench wasn't the greatest, which will not be an issue at Chelsea. Our bench is pretty good. So maybe that had something to play in it. So I will hold off on, my judgment on the sub thing. But if we're like 5-6 games into the season and I'm seeing 85th, 90-minute subs every match,
Yeah.
nope. I might be out
Have
then.
they released-
I might be out 5 games into the season.
No, they probably haven't released the schedule for next season, have they?
Yeah, they have. It's out.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure.
Who are we playing? I can't find it.
Let me see. Well, apparently my
Tuesday, June 18th
what is Tuesday,
is
June
when it's
18th?
going to release.
Oh, the schedule. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be something to talk about in the next couple of weeks. The schedule.
Mhm.
Sorry to all those people if you hear my dog in the background barking. The weather's getting bad here, and she is a giant dog, but she's also scared of the weather. So she is whining at my door right now. But whatever, she'll be all right. She needs her anxiety medicine. Yes, my dog takes anxiety medicine, Jason.
I mean, dogs get scared of stuff like that, man.
They do.
I feel
She's
bad
scared of
for her.
fireworks in the rain.
Yeah. That's typical dog, I guess.
Yeah, typical dog. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, that's just some negatives. He plays a typical 4-3-3. He does, which I'm sort of excited about. He does invert, this is just another crazy thing to me. He plays with an inverted right back, which
Right back.
Poch just inverted the left back. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, we're, whatever. So he's gonna.
Hey, at
he
least
likes-
a healthy Reese is fine as an inverted right
that
back.
misses the first 3 matches officially of the season. His ban got denied today, so he's officially done for the first 3 matches of the season.
That's our captain, baby.
That's our captain, baby. So we'll have to put it on the
God.
vice captain, who probably won't even see the pitch because he sucks.
He's my favorite player still, Reese James. I don't care.
Hey,
4 through 3, inverts the right back, which I am excited. Look, if he does choose to keep him, if he wants to keep inverting the right back and inverts Reese, I'm excited to see Reese in that midfield. I think he can excel there. It'll be an interesting role. I don't know if our center backs, because he needs fast center backs.
Yeah.
Because he does get countered pretty easily. Although I will say this, Leicester only gave up 41 goals this past year, which was
It's good.
the lowest in the championship. So there is something whatever. But Leicester's team was far superior to the championship sides that they were playing against most matches.
Yeah.
So I tend to pump the brakes on what Leicester did in the championship. They did what they were supposed to do. Like, that squad should never, they were going right back up. So,
Yeah.
I try to temper my expectations because I remember that we have Badiashile and DCC back there. So,
Yeah, until Fofana and until Colwell. Hopefully.
is he a real person? I'm beginning to think Fofana is like Lavia, and they're not real.
That's the next pod. Who is real on Chelsea?
Yeah, who is real on the Chelsea team? We're skipping
Based on how many appearances we've seen of them.
We're skipping
Lavia
the
is still not
episode.
real.
We're just going to tell
yeah.
you who's real and who's fake on the Chelsea team. And apparently there's a monsoon outside my house right now. I can hear it raining.
Wow. So if you leave, if your power just goes out,
yeah, the episode.
I'll try to end this episode in the best way possible. Yeah,
dignity and honor, Jason.
I will uphold your honor. That's what I'll do.
Appreciate that, man. Brings a tear to my eye. So I mean, a big part of the reason that I guess that they picked him, according to our wonderful directors of football that we have, Win Stanley and
He's
Stewart.
a puppet.
Yep. Yes, he's a puppet. So we need to discuss something here. So puppet thing, I get. But then they're like, yeah, Maresca's going to have input on, who we buy and who we sell. And they're like, we're going to bring him people and he can tell us who he prefers and who he doesn't. I'm like, what? Why did y'all not let Potts do that? I mean, I get it. Potts probably wanted, that's because Potts wanted people that were over the age of 25. That's why. I get it now.
Yeah.
So, I that just blew my mind. Then these two are like, oh, he fits our style of play, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so the board is now dictating our style of play? I'm baffled at how, I guess, egotistical these directors of football are. How much they think their shit don't stink. How great they think they are when they have literally, neither one of them accomplished anything. Not Chelsea, not before they got to Chelsea. They've done nothing. So, why do these guys think they're God's gift to football? I don't know.
I guess when you have a company that comes in and buys your club, and one of the main faces of that company then makes himself the sporting director and then jet sets around the world making these outrageous deals.
Yep.
And then,
not buying anybody the manager wants, by the way, who is the only person that knows anything about football.
Yeah. And then that guy becomes so unpopular, he has to take a back seat for the other guy. But before that, they hired literally everyone before the sporting directors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then they come in and they get to just kind of do what they want. They've got a couple firings under their belts now for managers.
Don't forget one of them left before he even really started.
Yes.
In Vavell. He was here for 6 months and then it's I'm out of this project. Peace up, A-Town down.
Smartest man to ever grace this project. Probably
he saw the writing on the wall. He saw the writing on the wall. I was like, I'm not going to get pulled into this shit show anymore. I'm out.
Yeah. And then when you, for a couple seasons, have as much say as you want in transfer strategy and hiring new coaches and doing all the things.
Six new coaches.
Yeah.
This is 6.
And when you get to build all of that for $1 billion a year, or $1 billion over the course of the last 2 years, they probably actually don't think that their shit stinks. Like they've got everything to play with, and then we're just gonna get hit for financial fair play or whatever they call it now later. And so yeah, they're kids in a candy store, man. They're just playing with money. Like they're just doing whatever they want. They're not actually building a club that will make anything. They're just going and grabbing and spending and doing all the things.
They're arrogant assholes, is what they are, Jason. I'll just say I do not like.
I agree.
Two. Stewart and Winstanley, 2 arrogant assholes. They completely flipped our club model upside down. Like we're a buy low, sell high club now. Mark my words. Mark this podcast. Put it down right now. Cole Palmer has another year like Cole Palmer had this year, which I don't think he will. I think he's going to have a good year. I don't think he's going to have as great of a year as he had this year.
Same.
He has another 2 consistent years here. Some big club is going to come and want to buy him for like 100 million pounds, and they will sell him in a heartbeat because it'll be profit. We're already seeing that now. Apparently, too, these two idiots. I've never seen more. And maybe it's just the reporting around all this is the biggest deal. Maybe it's not really the direction of football. It's just, I feel like they really have screwed Potch over. I never thought I'd say those words. Because Potch wanted to keep Gallagher, and they're like, no, we're selling for pure profit. Now it comes out today, they're working on a new contract for Gallagher.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we talk about the propaganda machine. Yeah.
Who are these
It's all
morons?
propaganda. Yeah.
They're just freaking playing Football Manager with our beloved club, and they don't give a shit. And they don't know what they're doing either. I'm completely convinced they have no clue what they're doing.
I agree.
I don't know. So what I would like, if Maresca does not work out, Winstanley and Stewart should also be fired. Because that is 3 managers then that they have handpicked, and 3 managers that did not work. Yeah. They should be fired. If Maresca does not work out, if Maresca does not get top 4 next year, they should be fired. Because you're taking steps back. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Is that we finished? Yeah.
I didn't think they're and now granted, we weren't the biggest Potch fans. Disclaimer.
True. I will say that. Yes.
I didn't think though that their decisions could get more asinine. Like when you end the season the way Potch did. Now granted, Manchester City shit the bed, and I was pretty certain we were going to get Europa, but of course it's always written in the stars.
It always is.
So, but anyway, like Potch put us in a decent position at the end of the season.
He did.
With a high probability of us getting Europa League based on how the 2 teams that were playing in the FA Cup played or throughout the season. Mm-hmm. And so I was always under the for me personally, keep Potch around like in a season where there aren't several high profile job openings.
Exactly.
With not that many world-class managers to go around. And
there was 0 world-class managers available.
Yeah. And let's build this into a club that could be desirable to come to again. And not desirable for somebody who wins the championship. But like desirable for a proven, experienced manager that has some success and can translate that success into Chelsea. Mm-hmm. But I just don't even think that way of thinking makes sense within the club organization and within how they run it.
No.
And I don't, and this is why, and maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but this is why I have no expectations for the next season. Like, I've got nothing. Like, I don't know how to think about a manager that just coached a championship team and is now in what's supposed to be one of the top Premier League teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to think about a group of idiots that decide to build a club this way. And I don't know how to measure success within that based on what we think success should look like as a club. Like, we have internal success metrics, right? Where we're just like, oh, well, they're better than Potter, or, oh, they're better than Poch, or Poch finished not 12th this year.
Yeah.
So I don't, but in the grander scheme of football, I don't know how to think about it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what is possible next year, because we attract people who want to come here and prove themselves, not people who come here and know they can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And in some ways, we had a model like that under Roman, where we attracted people who wanted to prove themselves and were also successful.
Mm-hmm.
And we had we had some interesting coaches.
We had some duds
that.
In there. We had some duds.
I'm not saying everybody was correct or everything's right or everything was hunky-dory under Roman.
I'm talking about you, Andres Villabola. I'm talking about you.
Dude, I was actually thinking about him. Or when we convinced...
example.
Yeah, or when we convinced ourselves Roberto Di Matteo was the guy to come in and take the role. Like, those kind of hiccups. But yeah, I don't even know, like within what everybody thinks about football and within proven success models, within highly developed, highly cultivated, highly successful, highly curated football clubs, we have a bunch of guys that came in and we're like, oh, we can do this the opposite way. And it's like you said, they built it in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know how to react to it at this point, when this is literally the third time that we're trying it. And we're trying it with, like, arguably the least experienced manager.
Yeah.
Because at least Potter did have Premier League experience.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about a U21 coach from a Premier League team. Mm-hmm. Like, we're talking about managers that did manage and found varying degrees of success in the Premier League already. We are now going as backwards as we can possibly go. Like, we are on the verge of Ted Lasso level manager decisions here. Mm-hmm. Like, this is... So I have no expectations. I've got nothing to give as far as, like, negative or positive for this manager. I'm a blank slate. I have decided for myself that I will react to the things I see before me. And I don't know. I almost just want to react. I don't want to get excited or my hopes up or anything. I'm sick of it with this team. I'm sick of it. Not even with the team, because I think the guys do a pretty good job. Yeah, I'm sick of it with this organization. I don't think they deserve my hope. And I will always wish success on the boys. And in some way, I'm going to have to, like, swallow some of this because we're going to play a predictions game.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I don't mind the predictions game. But at the end of the day, like, my expectations and my predictions will be different. And I have nothing. Like, I have no expectations. That doesn't exist for me. So that's my piece on the Maresca situation. I don't know this guy.
That's twice.
Oh, I think we might have said it. Oh, we need to turn it off.
No, man.
I think we might have already said it, or because I read his name in the article.
Damn it! We've said it.
He's here to stay.
Now. He's here to stay. Shit.
But I have, I don't know what to think about him. I don't know him. The Premier League doesn't know him. Nobody knows him.
Let me give you some hope, Jason. I'm going to give you some hope, okay? You ready for
Is
some
this your?
hope? Yes.
This is the other positive part of your. Okay.
No, this is the out of all the research I did on Maresca, out of all the videos I watched, the hours of tape that I watched on Maresca, this is the most positive thing that I found about Maresca. Okay?
All right.
It's the most positive thing. And it actually has nothing to do with Maresca. So, out of the last 4 Italian managers that have been at Chelsea, Jason, they all have won trophies. Sarri, Europa League. Conte won the league. Roberto Di Matteo won us the Champions League. And Ancelotti won us the league. I think Ancelotti won us the league. I know he won some kind of trophies.
He did.
While he was here. Yeah. So, we're just continuing the trend of hiring an Italian that's going to win us a trophy. So, the writing's on the wall, and Maresca will probably win us the Conference League this year because he's Italian, so he's going to win us a trophy. And he's bald. So the last bald manager won a European trophy at Chelsea, Di Matteo. So therefore, by that logic, Maresca will win us the Conference League this year. I'm making a bold prediction here. Bold, I tell you, that Chelsea will win the Conference League this year.
League treble, baby.
First one to do it. European treble, baby.
What a bragging point we will have.
Hey, how many European trophies does Arsenal have? And how many will Chelsea have? How many does Tottenham have? Baby. We'll have them all, and they won't even have one. Just saying.
See, I wish when I did this, a little chicken popped on screen and laid an egg.
You should write that into Apple.
I'll do that after this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's.
I loved all that, by the way. That got me hyped.
Positive thing. It's the most positive thing I could find about Maresca. He's Italian and bald.
I have to fight the urge to not have expectations
Pushing the
after that. Down. Yeah. There's an internal struggle happening right now after you said all that.
My thing, I mean, like, I don't like the whole, like, let's go get somebody that's from the pep tree, because it doesn't always work. Like, I don't, like, it works sometimes, and, like, I don't consider, like, I guess by certain metrics, Arteta is a success, but also measures success by trophies, and he's only won 1 in 5 years. And that was, like, what, his, like, 2nd or 3rd year he won that?
Yeah.
It was early on. Like, it wasn't even, like, it hadn't been the last 2. They've been trophyless the last 2 years, I know. So, sorry I'm not up to date on my Arsenal history and when they've won their trophies. But
that's the trophy that's kind of allowed him to build, like, have more say in the organization and build the club up to where they are now.
1 FA Cup. 1 FA Cup. So, you know, all Maresca
more than Poch, baby.
It's true. More than Poch has ever won. I mean, he did win the Farmers League 1 year, so there's that. I mean, and Potter, Jason, let's not knock him. He won the 6th tier of the Swedish Football League, so there's that.
That was the 13th, but yeah, 6th.
Okay, 13th. I'm sorry, my bad. 13th.
I think it's more like the 6th.
It's probably more like the 3rd or 4th, but I like saying the lower the number, the better. So there's that with Potter. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't excite me. I want to play an exciting brand of football. I don't want the passing sideways. I don't want to sit there and have 76% possession and we not get shots on goal. I'm not saying all this is going to happen, you know, whatever.
I was just about to say prepare yourself.
Yeah, prepare myself. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, the crazy thing is like, I look at what our board is doing and how they're building our club model. And you can't argue the most successful club, one of the most successful clubs in history of football, and the most successful club currently in football is Real Madrid. And you look at how that club is run. They just freaking signed Kylian Mbappe for free.
For 5 years.
For 5 years for free. Paid $0. That is the steal of the century. They got Kylian Mbappe one of the top 5 players in the world for free.
It's incredible.
To now put alongside another top 5 football player in the world in Vinicius Jr.
Courtois. Oh, yeah.
That snake bastard. Also of note, Kepa now has 2 Champions League trophies.
God, yeah.
One of the worst goalkeepers ever has 2 Champions League trophies. Like, I saw a tweet the other day about how life isn't fair. Kepa has 2 Champions League trophies. Gigi Buffon has 0. Life is just not fair, man. If anybody ever tells you life, yes, I understand. Gigi Buffon has 0 Champions League trophies, and Kepa has 2.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And he's coming back.
Yeah, man. But Maresca prefers Bob, so.
I texted you this morning when I read that article. I said strike 1. That's strike 1. That's already strike 1. He hasn't even played a match yet. If I have to see Bob at goal.
Yeah.
Bob is not good. What part of Maresca, he likes to build from the back. He needs a goalkeeper that can play the ball at his feet. Okay, I get it. Petrovic probably isn't that goalkeeper. Although Petrovic did improve as the season went on, I still don't think he's the long-term answer for Chelsea. But Bob certainly ain't it. Did he watch? Apparently, when he went to Leicester, he sat down and watched every single Leicester match from the year before.
Wow.
And if he does that at Chelsea, I don't understand how he can have any logical reason to think Bob is good with the ball at his feet when he passes the ball to other teams so many damn times. The reason we finished in the position we did is because Bob continually passed the ball to the other team.
Right.
He had more assists to the other team than he did his own team. He probably had more assists than Conor Gallagher did this year.
I think one thing I'm not prepared to sit through is another game of Bob in goal, and I'm really sad if this is gonna happen.
Here's my thing. There's a perfect opportunity right now to go out and get a goalkeeper that is world class, that is apparently leaving his club. I'm sorry he doesn't fit your age criteria, but freaking Ederson, if he leaves City, why would you not go get him? He fits the system perfectly. He already knows the system practically. He's played under Pep. You know him. Why would you not go sign him? I know he's like 30 or whatever, and he probably only has like 3 or 4 years left, and I'm hitting my desk a lot tonight. I'm sorry to the audience out there that has listened to that audio, but I'm a little frustrated. Why? Why? Bob is shit. He was the 3rd string goalkeeper at Brighton.
Yeah.
3rd string goalkeeper at Brighton.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But he's from Brighton, and we at Chelsea love Brighton.
We are Brighton now.
We want to be Brighton.
We do. We want to be Brighton. All right. So that's enough with the Maresca talk. Well, so my last question about Maresca. I know you're sad about that, Jason. I'm sorry. Did you have something else you want to say about Maresca?
No. I want to hear this question.
Oh, so we finished 6th this last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
So not going into deep dive, looking at the schedules. What's higher or lower than 6th? Are we going to finish there? Are we going to finish not there? Like, how are we going to... Do you think we're going to finish higher? Lower? How much lower? Jason's going mom on us.
I don't know why I have a pocket knife.
I was going to ask, is that a pocket knife in your hand?
I'll leave that up to interpretation.
Yeah.
I just pulled it out of my pocket. I carry a pocket knife. I don't know. I'm gonna say in between 6th and 12th. So
9th. That's where I was thinking 8th.
I'll say 9th.
I was thinking around there. That's So if that's the case, we finish. Let's say this happens, Jason. Hypothetically speaking, the world comes crashing down and burns to the ground. We don't win the Conference League. We don't win any trophies next year.
and he finishes 8th, does he get the axe?
No, it's the first year of the project. I don't think he gets the axe. Like, I mean, God, dude. So precedent would say, "Oh, it's fine. We did that with Potter." um, but I would say, man, do they really want to look that foolish?
Yeah,
They're, I think the
Their
narrative
egos.
is, yeah, the narrative is this is a handpicked guy that they believe is like the guy to take us because he has a champion's mentality. And I think he's here to stay for at least 2 seasons, and so we better buckle in because
We thought that
pride
about,
is not.
well,
Yeah,
you thought that about Potch, at least.
I did think Potch was going to last more,
Yeah.
but I like to go this backwards, and then for their narrative not to already be to spin. Hey, look, this is part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know he's not proven. He's proving himself here, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
Matt Law
Fair
says
point.
whatever Matt Law says. And
Matt Law pumps out some Chelsea propaganda.
yeah, yeah. So I think we're in for at least 2 seasons of this guy. So expectations should be low. Unless we see otherwise.
Yeah.
But I won't believe it until we're like safely have enough. Yeah, till the end of the season.
Till the end of the season. Yeah, and I'm with you. I don't think we're going to do. Here's my prediction. Bold prediction. Potch beat Wrexham 5-0 last year. We're losing to Wrexham first game of the preseason this year on July 24th. I'm predicting first prediction of the year. Wrexham will beat Chelsea in the preseason, and the fan base will melt down, and it will be of epic proportions, and it will be glorious.
Awesome.
And I would just come on here and laugh.
I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what Ryan Reynolds and Rob were doing at the game.
Ryan didn't come to the game last year, did he? It was just Rob, wasn't it? I don't think Ryan came.
Probably so.
I think he was filming a movie. Probably Deadpool. If maybe.
God. Did you watch that though, didn't you?
I did. Not terrible. I do think John Krasinski has some deep emotional problems that he needs to deal with, and he should probably see a therapist.
I was surprised that he directed that.
Yeah. Well, he wrote it too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think he wrote it. Don't hold me that. I'm pretty sure he wrote it. That's why I said he has problems. Because that movie is layered with issues. Like, not from a cinematic point of view, but from a personal, whoever wrote this has some issues they need to deal with in life type of things.
49%.
Yeah. Not the worst movie I've ever seen, but by far not the best.
Not that Rotten Tomatoes should be taken seriously.
Yeah, true. Anyway, back to this. So I mean, bold prediction: Wrexham will win. I do have a special shirt for that night. I don't know if have I shown you the shirt?
I don't think so.
Or have I just told? Okay, well, good. It'll be a surprise for you. I do have a special shirt for the Wrexham night. After the match, maybe we'll live stream this on a Wednesday. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe whatever. Who knows? You got anything else you want to add about this hire, Jason?
No expectations. Whoop.
I'm predicting
I got none. I think we went backwards. I got no expectations.
Yep. I think it's against it. I don't know if we necessarily went backwards because Potch was very inconsistent. I think Maresca will be more consistent, but I don't know if it'll be better. If that
Would
makes
you
sense.
rather build on what Potch did last season with Potch going into this season or with Maresca?
I would rather have built on Potch because Potch hadn't lost the locker room and the players really respected Potch.
Yeah, and so in that way, I think it's backwards.
Okay, in that sense, I would agree. Yes, because I don't know. I mean, only time will tell because Maresca's never managed in the Premier League, and we wanted that Premier League experience. So
yeah, I think that you're right. We're playing Football Manager, and we just hit the reset button
for the third time. Yeah. All right. I guess tell these people where they can find us at these days, Jason.
Yo, we really need to update our thing down here. But we are at Red White Blues FC. You can find us on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Also, if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, you can see our faces as we talk. We've joined the video podcast revolution on the YouTube. And we write things. Well, Daniel writes things. I'm going to join him this season, season 3, on the Substack. So you can find us on all of those things at Red White Blues FC.
That's right. Give us a like and a subscribe on that YouTube video if you do, please.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay, I know you don't like
That's
that
for
part.
me.
I'll do it for.
That's
I'll do
for
it
me.
for you.
Thanks.
But yeah, listen to us. We're on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at these days. Check us out there. We're there. Got some exciting things coming down the pipeline this summer. We've got a live show that is going to debut on Sundays. Not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. We'll tell you a time and a place. So listen next week, and we'll tell you what the show's going to be about.
That's nice.
And leave them hanging. Come back for more. Little tease. And
Half a
we'll
nip.
also half a nip. We'll also be doing episodes on Thursday. I don't know. We're going to just try and pump out.
We're
a bunch
working
of
on
content.
things.
We're working on some stuff. Let us know if you have ideas that you want to see during episodes. We're thinking about just Free Ball Thursday, where we just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
We're going commando on
Yep.
Thursdays.
Hey. Yeah. So we're gonna, we're just talking about spitballing some ideas. So if y'all got ideas, why don't you get in the comment section and comment some ideas for us to do, some things y'all want to see on the podcast this summer, because we're open to anything, because we don't like talking about transfers. Oh, guess we should have mentioned that we supposedly signed that dude from Fulham. So, yay.
I wish there was a sideways thumb.
I mean, he's mid. That's a good way to put it. Mid, Jason.
Yeah.
We also tune in. We're going to be giving you our expert Euros. Get it right, Daniel. Euros predictions for the summer, and our Copa America predictions for the summer. Hint: I'm going to predict the USA to win it all, because screw everybody else. I don't care, even though we have a shit coach.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, tune in. We got some things coming on this summer, coming up, and until next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Maresca who? Flippity floppity. Oh, is it? Yeah, I just wanted to say bye, and that I messed up. So bye.